This morning, you wanted to fight fire with fire, and you want to come out and get the start that apparently you got tonight. What went into the first period that you guys turned into a Game 4 win?
I think we're just playing on our toes in the first period. I thought it was a pretty good first period for us. And we can't sit back and wait for this team to come at us. They're too good. And so we just had a solid 20 minutes to start. And then, that was probably one of our better games of this series for sure.
You needed more maybe from your first line. You certainly got it tonight. What can you say about the guys on your top line with Lappy?
They're great. You know what? Obviously, like Frankie scores in the first. Got a bit of a break on that one. And Lappy finishes off a nice rush play, and our power play kind of struggled. It did struggle, and then all of a sudden, there's a breakdown, right? And all of a sudden, we find somebody loose in front and goes off somebody in the net. So we got a break in that power play, and that was the difference tonight with special teams.
Forecheck was as good as it's probably been since maybe going back to the Cleveland series when it went into being able to take the play to them as opposed to what they've done to you the last.
I think just playing on our toes, getting pucks in deep, trying to keep it away from the goalie. The goalie does a good job of handling pucks, and when we put it on them, they break up the puck pretty clean. They're a pretty good breakout team, so I think just playing on our toes, having that mindset.
Coach, you touched on special teams. The penalty kill was pretty good. Can you talk about the effort that the PK had?
Yeah, those guys came through for us. There's a lot of penalties tonight. You know what? And both teams had their chances on the power play, but our guys on the PK did a really good job. They've been doing that job all year for us, and that has to continue because you let your guard down, they get opportunities, they'll end up scoring. So we just got to make sure, one thing we have to stay out of the box. It wasn't horrible tonight, but the 2 goals that we got scored on, it was 4 and 4. I'd rather play 5 on 5.
You mentioned you were going to tweak some of the systems. Sometimes when you do that, the guys have gotten off of, or whatever, freelanced a little bit. Did you feel like they stayed to the systems and what you wanted to do for most of the game tonight?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, and I think anytime you introduce something a little new, gets them excited. We played a lot of hockey. Both teams have played a lot of hockey the last couple of years, and so it was just something, just a little tweak that was a bit fresh for them, so they get excited for the game.
And last, I just wanted to ask you about Nicky Lieberman getting into the game. What did you think of his effort to be put into a pretty pressure-packed situation?
He did a great job. He's a guy that can skate well. He moves the puck really well. For not playing for a couple months, 2.5 months, he stepped in a very tough situation, and he had a really strong game for us.
Coach, we've seen it in the past. Hunter Shepard bouncing back after some rough games tonight. Came up a crucial big save after big save every time Coach Ella pushed. Why is he like that on the big stage so often?
You know what? I think he feels comfortable in these situations. He's always been a winner. Go back to college and that, winning championships there. I think, he's kind of like, you hear goalies like that all the time. The National League, Patrick Waugh was like that. Have had a tough outing. He came back strong the next night, and I think Shep just has the same sort of mentality. He doesn't dwell on it, and not that he had a tough night the other night, but he had to be good for us because there were some scrambles in front of the net where there was loose pucks. He had to make some big saves.
Aaron Ness, obviously, he's a leader in the locker room. Did he give the guys any much of a boost just being out there pregame skate?
Yeah, you know what, and he read the lineup too, which gave the guys a boost. So he's a big part of our leadership group. Unfortunately, he's banged up right now, but we wanted to have him in the room before the game.
Nelly, congrats on the win. Just curious, now that you got home ice back, you're guaranteed to get Game 6 back in Hershey. Just the importance of having an opportunity to win on home ice.
Well, yeah, that'd be great. Saturday's game is a big one, obviously out here. But it's nice knowing that we're taking the series back to Hershey. It's only fitting that the top 2 hockey teams in the league. Looks like it's going to be a long series, right? So it's, I guess it's good for you guys and the fans, the way it's worked out.
Anyone else? Good.
All right, thank you.
Coach, your comments from this morning, they proved quite prescient. You said Hershey was going to bring their best game. I think they did. What did they do tonight to really dramatically alter the style of play that we saw from the game previous?
What did they do? They're a championship team. They played very well tonight, and they brought the speed and they brought the forecheck early on in the game and hemmed us in. And I think especially the top line was really effective against us tonight. And not as clean a puck execution from us, not as great with the puck, and it led to their playing well. But we expected it. We expected it. We got it. They were very good tonight, and I think that was their best game of the series so far. And they were in a down 2-1. It was a desperate time for them, and they brought it.
No doubt that your attentions in full have been paid to games previous and games ahead. Saturday night, of course, presents a great opportunity to regain a lead in the series. It also presents for you personally, I got to ask you now, the last time that we're going to see you here in Palm Desert at Acrisure Arena, it's a moment of gravity, I think. Is that something that you've considered?
No, not till now, till you mentioned it. There has been a few moments that I know will be my last, but that makes it all much more enjoyable to play well and get a win.
Hi, Coach. Just wondering your thoughts on the power play, 1 for 14 so far this series. Are you just not getting the looks you're looking for, just bad bounces, something else?
Yeah, well, I just don't feel like we're dealing with the pressure that the penalty kill's providing, and when you get that kind of pressure, you need execution, and we haven't got it. Having said that, the looks that we think we can get, we got one tonight. Lindy in the slot didn't go in. Had John Hayden last game in that spot, didn't go in. It's the power play is going to be, you're going to get an opportunity if you execute. You're going to get an opportunity, and we haven't been sharp enough with that opportunity to change that number.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned, that this was, you expected Hershey to come out and play a great game, and they did. Was there anything tactically that they were doing differently tonight in your mind?
Not really. I think, they're a hard forechecking team. They bring 2 on their forecheck, and the more opportunities they get to do it, the harder it is for you as an opposition. And some of that's their puck play, and some of it's our puck play. They win an opening draw, and it gets shoved down your throat. I think that's good on them. Mm-hmm. We don't execute with the puck coming out of D zone and turn it over, and they get it back at us. It's bad on us. And there were too many of both of those scenarios tonight.
Any more?
Dan, we talk about different ways to win and different ways to play games, and you guys have always responded. Did it feel tonight like you were going to respond again in the third period?
Well, I think we all knew that they were playing a good game, and you got to tip your cap to them at some point in time. You just can't think you're going to roll over them. But I also thought we knew we weren't doing the things necessary to impose our will on them. And so, you know, the guys responded in the second period, but you're in a game, you're in a fight, and you're in a match. And, you know, this game was no different. You know, we claw back and draw even with a great goal, 4-on-4 there with Riker. We had opportunities on the power play to go ahead and get the lead in the game, and that didn't happen. And, you know, the story at the end is they get a power play goal and on their opportunity there in the third period, and proves to be the difference.
It was brought up that we won't see you after Saturday here. Will we see Shane Wright the way he's playing?
I don't even know how to answer that question. I haven't thought about that being my last game, and I certainly haven't thought about.
Can you comment on his games, the last two? I thought he was outstanding both nights.
You know, the goal in game threes. You know, it's an awesome display of speed and skill and agility and you know, it was everybody in the building. Everybody was like, man, that's awesome. And you know, he was dangerous again tonight. They had a you know, third period, he had that opportunity, got back and had a shot on that. Like, he's playing well. He's making a statement with how he plays.
Dan, you guys have always been a good bounce back team, and we know that, of course, you know, final home game of the season for you guys on Saturday. Coach Nelson was in here and said that he thinks Saturday is a huge game. Was just wondering what your response is to. It's obviously going to be a big game, don't you think?
It's you know, it's a massive game. There's no other. So tonight was a massive game. You know, this two teams, you know, trying to race to 4 wins, and you know, we expect it to go all 420 minutes. So, you know, there's give and take. There's punches thrown each way, and you know, tonight was no different. They took their swings and took it to us a little bit at times, and you know, we still clawed back in the game, and we're in it. We didn't win this one. Now it's 2-2, and in order to get to 4 wins, someone's going to have to get the third one, and that's coming on Saturday night. So there's a huge opportunity for either team to do that.
Time for one more if anyone's got. Otherwise, we'll let you go. We're good?
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Gents, Riker, I'll start with you. Just a general assessment of tonight. Obviously, a dramatic, different style of play than we saw in the game previous. Would you agree?
Yeah, and it was hard to get into a rhythm. A lot of penalties were called, power plays. So I mean, it's hard to get everyone going. So I think that was just the biggest thing that changed from last game.
Yeah. Calder, to you, what in particular do you think that Hershey was able to do to play this different style tonight?
I think one of the biggest differences from last game this game was how well we forechecked in the previous game. They didn't really have any chance to get the puck out, and felt like today they did a good job of just keeping it simple and kind of chipping it out, so we couldn't really get sustained at zone time.
I don't think I speak. I'll stay with you, Cale, just for myself and say, yeah, we weren't looking past this game, but yeah, we were looking at the possibility of perhaps closing this out, at home on Saturday night. If we were able to get it done tonight, now the series will go back to Hershey. For you guys, is that something that you discussed within your locker room at all?
I mean, obviously you want to close it out as fast as you can, and at home, obviously it would have been great, but I think we just need to try to take advantage of home ice tomorrow and take a 3-2 lead to Hershey.
You guys pretty much play dominant hockey at home. Obviously, the record here for the playoffs speaks for himself. And, the coach has been saying 420 minutes of hockey, expecting 7 games. So I'm not sure everybody believes that. I'm not speaking for the locker room. I'm talking outside the locker room. So can you just kind of explain, how thin the margins are for an outcome in a game between you guys and Hershey?
Yeah, I mean, everything matters, especially in playoffs. The little things add up over the course of the series. So obviously, you just have to take it day at a day and each game, because little things happen throughout the series, and you can't really predict that. So you always expect to play 7 games.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, Kale, you guys have had a ability to have great bounce back games in the postseason. You haven't lost 2 in a row. What do you feel like that there's something about the makeup of this team that it allows you to do that bounce back?
Oh yeah, I think we're, despite having a lot of young guys, we're a pretty mature group as far as how we carry ourselves on the ice. I think we have a lot of confidence in our group, and we know that tonight wasn't our best effort, and we'll just come back harder next game.
Riker, you scored that game-tying goal. What was sort of the mood of the bench when you guys tied it there, and the crowd was rocking again? Did you feel like the momentum had shifted to your side, and you were going to figure out a way to win this one?
Yeah, obviously after any goal, there's a momentum shift. It was nice to get that one. We just had to capitalize on it. Obviously, we weren't able to do that, but obviously a goal always helps the momentum.
And then the power play in this series hasn't been working for you guys too well. I think one out of 14. Is there something Hershey's doing that's making it difficult, or is it just puck not bouncing the right way?
Just execution on our part. They have a good kill, but I think we can execute better.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else?
Riker for Riker for you. The penalty kill and the power play have been up and down all playoffs for you, but now when you look at where you're at and you're facing a pivotal game 5, what needs to happen between now and Saturday?
We'll go over video, we'll watch stuff. Nothing crazy. I mean, we'll look at the good, but I mean, I thought we've been playing great. Just execution, like I said, and good things will happen.
Do you think that they're challenging you speed-wise now, and do you think you can increase your speed to make it more difficult for them to keep up?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. We like to play fast, so I mean, we'll stick to our game plan.
was, as Nelly told us, to be able to have the first period you did and ride that to a Game 4 win?
I think we just learned from last year. We had a couple games in this building, and obviously we weren't really satisfied with Game 3. They came out pretty hard, and kind of knew what to expect tonight. Some guys, it was their first game in that building, and it always kind of surprises you. But yeah, I thought we had good first period, and so far second periods were kind of our problem. And I thought we did a relatively good job today. It was kind of a weird second period, obviously, with all the special units, but I thought the guys were ready, and we were able to win one, so we're pretty happy.
We were told that Aaron Ness read the lineup for you guys tonight. What did it mean to have him in the room with you? What did it mean for all of you to have him on the ice for you and warm up tonight?
Yeah, for sure. It was a big deal. Obviously, he's a big presence, being one of our assistant captains. So just having him in the room before warm-ups and even on the ice with us, it was a great feeling. And I don't know if anybody has video of it, but he made a hell of a speech before the game, and everybody was pretty fired up. So, yeah, if anything, that game was probably for Nesser.
Joe, the goal that you get, and all of you guys were contributing offensively tonight, but for you to be able to get the goal at the end, what was clicking for all of you guys tonight?
Yeah, I think we were skating. We were on our toes, we were aggressive, and when those loose pucks happened, we had speed, and we were able to be a threat on the transition. And power play wasn't going as planned, but we got it done at the end, which is great.
Series is all even. There's one more game out here. What do you guys need to do to win Game 5 and go home with a chance to win the Calder Cup?
I think just keep it simple, play hard. We changed a couple things in the way we want to play, and it was good tonight. So yeah, we know what we got to do. We just got to pedal to the metal every shift, and it's whoever wants it most this time of year. I've talked about that before, but yeah, we'll be ready. Everyone's happy about tonight, but job's not finished, and we're happy to get one, but we want to get another one, and we're excited for Game 5. That's for sure.
Coach has talked all year about your best players being your best players at the right time. The second goal, that was the best goal of the night, prettiest goal of the night. Can you guys walk us through it, how it all came together? Or Joe, I mean, the thread pass over was phenomenal. If you could just walk us through.
Yeah, that's something we practice a lot. In practice, our 3-on-2s, and Frankie made a great play with speed to kick it out to me, and he kind of dragged their defenseman back, and Lappy worked hard, got off the ice, and I was able to find him, and he had a great finish. So I feel like that, as a line, we're very dangerous on the rush. I think that's some of our strengths, so thought we did well tonight.
And I know you guys, are the attackers, but you guys slide in a new defenseman, hasn't seen the ice in Calder Cup playoffs. So, I mean, for the veterans on a team, was anything said to calm his nerves down, before coming into this game from any of you guys or anybody in the locker room, whether it be Mac or somebody?
I don't think there was too much. He was asking some questions about our systems that he wasn't quite familiar with, that we just gave him a quick, easy answer. But he seemed pretty confident in his game. He's been working hard with the other guys that are staying ready to play, and yeah, he deserves it. He's a great player, and he added some new dynamic to our game tonight.
What was it that you guys were able to find tonight to really get the forecheck clicking? It seemed like that was a big part of the success you had tonight. What were you able to find out there that made it work?
I think we're, in general, just more aggressive. I don't want to get too much into X's and O's, but I think as a forward group, we used our skating more tonight than the other games, and I think that helped a lot with, when those loose pucks happen, when those pucks scored out from battles, we were first on it a lot, and we were able to transition fast and be connected on the forecheck.
We'll take maybe 2 more questions, guys.
Guys, I know it's not necessarily with your special teams, but the fact that the PK has only allowed 1 goal and 14 opportunities, and Shep back there as well, obviously that gives you guys the opportunity to go back, regain the lead, whatever it may be. Could you talk about your guys' vantage point of what's happening when you get a PK and you guys, they stop it, and then Shep makes great saves and keeps the momentum?
Yeah, I think in our second period, obviously our power play wasn't great, but we took a couple penalties as well, and our penalty kill did the job. So maybe lost a little bit of momentum with our power play and the way we were playing, but PK was able to gain it back, and I think those kills helped us get that second goal at the end of the second period, and then go back with the lead. But yeah, our PK has been very good all playoffs long. The guys are getting the job done. Those 4 to 6 guys, they're every game they're winning face-offs, they're working hard, they're blocking shots. So it's very, very fun to see from the bench. It gives us a lot of energy. So yeah, they're the best, and if they keep doing their thing, then I think we'll be able to have success. If we can be good on the power play too in the next couple of games, I think that will really help us.
And Frankie, I had a chance to talk to these guys during the game a little bit, but as far as staying in the lead or even like to keep the noise down in the building, how much easier is it to play here when you're either ahead or at least even to keep it?
Yeah, for sure. It's big for us. We know that this is a pretty rowdy place to play, and momentum swings can happen quick, especially with their team. They're skilled, and they play quick. So, yeah, it was big for us to play with the lead and keep getting it back and keep fighting and clawing, and a lot of resiliency and a lot of good responses from things that went south tonight from us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, fellas.